And you're live. Just a quick video, really. I hope so. I say quick, and they normally end up for about 2, 3, 4 hours, but this is not going to be that long. And really, I shouldn't really be doing this, but it is what it is. Some things are going to change, and I wanted to put this video out as well because just there are some people that don't want me to be, in a good place, and there are some people that, hey, INFJ, how you doing? I was hoping. Yeah, some people don't want me to be in a good place, and some people do, and I would suggest that, you're probably better off if you want me to be in a good place than in a bad place, not because of something that I will do. But there are people out there who have knowledge about future events, and, I hope those people see this video, and not necessarily just the chase, but just people. Hey Tim, how you doing? Good to read you. Not just the chase, but people who, probably will be involved in events moving forward. So, I'm quite well. All of the stuff that's going on is not affecting me in any way, shape, or form. The chase was, a lot more than people thought it was. I was a lot more than people thought, I was, which is why they did what they did. And, I gave every opportunity to walk the right path, following the footprints, etc., etc. Give the right information. Davey B, hey, hey. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Some people decided that they had a different agenda. Through the Chase poem has lots of answers. And one of those answers would be to look inside yourself and find the treasure that's there. And that's the simplest way of doing it. Like, this chest where your heart is, probably the biggest treasure there is, used correctly. Just to look quickly down and see yourself for who you are. And, it's no place for the meek. To search your soul, to have the burdens that you have, to cry the tears that you cry, and you have to fight through those things. There's a journey that everybody has to live, that they have to go on through, lots of different lifetimes in order to get to where they should be. And some people just have it in them to be, haters and full of drama, and that's crazy. And I think the Thrill of the Chase, has highlighted that. I don't know if that was the purpose, to find the bad, to highlight the good. I'm not sure if that's, what the chase was, but I think many people in the chase went within themselves, searched, their inner them, inner id, whatever it is that they call it. Hey Larry, how you doing? Just make sure that hey Ben, or Ashley, or both, how you doing? Mary, you look sad. Not sure who is messing with you, but shame on them. Yeah, The sadness is because, you know, these people say they're my friend, and they don't realize that I know that they're not. And, you know, I came into the chase to prove that this was all good, you know, to prove that Forrest did something amazing, to prove that there was no shenanigans. And then we get people, you know, doing shenanigans and thinking that I wouldn't know, thinking that I didn't realize, you know, what was going on. And I gave enough information for them to know that I knew what was going on. But, you know, the chase is bigger than me, way bigger than me, way bigger than anyone. And will end when something ends it. And the sadness because, you know, some things that will happen that could have been avoided, and, you know, I don't want that, but that's not up to me. Forrest said there was a higher hand, and, you know, I can't do nothing about that. Hey Amy, how you doing? It's good to read you. So, you know, moving forward, there's John Collins Black, and Fenn did a video the other day talking about, you know, why that. And it's like, you only have to look up the word, you know, not the word, well, yeah, the word hyphen, but, you know, what hyphen means and what the word black means to know why it's John Collins Black and not just John Collins, the rock star or whatever he is. And the funny part about this is all the information's always there. And in all of it, you just have to have faith. And people don't want to do that. And they just want to be lazy. And they want credit for things they don't do. And, you know, lots of different things. And the chase was a great thing, is a great thing, you know, meant to make, you know, great people. And for some reason, someone got caught up in a belief that their life could change, you know, by doing something, you know, not so good. And, you know, that's a shame, because the chase, it probably would have still gone on as long. It probably wouldn't have finished any quicker, but it would have been, you know, a different ending. Maybe a joke will help. Why did the cookie go to the doctor? He felt crummy. Yeah, it does help. You know, I, in myself, I'm good, but I just feel like, you know, this could have been, you know, so much better. The chase could have been so much better. It's still, you know, brilliant. And when it comes, you know, when it comes to the outcome, you know, people will be amazed. You know, I'm amazed. Always have been amazed. Always had faith. Always believed that, you know, right is right, and, you know, it'll all turn out, you know, good in the end. But, you know, some friendships will change. Some people will see people in a different light. You know, I don't want anyone to think that, you know, I'm holding any grudges, because I'm not here to judge anyone. You know, I never have been. You know, everybody was right. I told everybody that. But unfortunately, there's a higher hand, you know, that not happy with, you know, what people did. They don't want to be patient at all. Hey, Wick, how's it going? So, you know, the easy answer is not, always the best answer. The truth is that, like I say, the poem could take you anywhere, and it could have just been, you're the treasure. That heart inside that chest, that's the treasure. Whether you want to, whether you're brave enough to, no place for the meek, whether you want to make that inner journey, take those burdens on, cry those tears, find the blaze that's you. I'm not saying that's the answer, but I'm saying the poem could quite easily be that, statement. But this was always about having faith in something, someone. And, people say a spiritual journey, a job interview, they gave all these answers, and all those answers, part of it. But it's just part of it. And, the statement this was only made for one person, is part of it. You just have to believe that that was the case. And it got taken over, all these rumors and stuff, it got taken over. And I don't want, I still have faith in Forrest Fenn. I still believe that, if divine timing is involved, then ain't nothing no one can do. You have to go through it, and sometimes going through it is what makes you the person you are. And, that's what's needed to get you through life. Sometimes you have to be, knocked down to get back up, to get knocked down, to get back up, to get knocked down, to get back up, to suddenly find yourself, able to cope and not be affected as much. And, I'm who I am because of everything that's happened in my life. And quite a lot's happened in my life, to be fair. But you reap what you sow. And, some people will reap some good things and some people will reap some bad things. And that's, all up to them. It's all down to them. Some people, that send hate out are just sending it out into the mirror and getting it right back. And, that's on them, no one else. The fact that they're hating, they can't blame the person they're hating. They just shouldn't be hating. They just shouldn't be, putting stuff out there for it to be reflected back at them. So if you give out love, you would expect that to be returned. And, that's probably the best thing to do. But, I don't know. Who am I? Moni, how you doing? And Tigger, and Alberti. Wow, it's all good to see you. And Larry too. Or Larry 1. I hope you're all good. Really good. And like I say, I want to come on, both ways. Prove that, I'm okay. There's nothing wrong with me. And that works both ways. Those that want things to be wrong with me will know that there's nothing wrong with me, and those that don't want things to be wrong with me will know that there's nothing wrong with me. And it was suggested that, I pull back from, being so visual for people. And I was going to put like Queen Bee as the title page, but I didn't want Queen to think that it was about her. So it's Mother Earth, and we have to believe that there is a power stronger than any of us. That the universe exists, and you could be one with it, or you can be outside of it. And I've talked about all of these things. It doesn't matter what you believe. Well, it does matter what you believe. There is a creator, but it doesn't matter, in my opinion. And I'm probably wrong in what I'm saying, so don't listen to me. But there is a God. That's it. End of. There's a God, and able to do all of these amazing things. And there has to be, because the proof says there is. And the universe could be the matrix. So there's a God and there's a matrix, and God controls the matrix. However you want to look at it. So you can either join in the matrix, go with the flow, or you can fight the matrix. And therefore you have, good and evil. You can do the good things that, most people should just do. Like, you shouldn't need a God to tell you this is good, this is good, this is good, this is good. But if you do this, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. And people have that inner knowledge. They know when they're doing bad, and they know when they're doing good. And you shouldn't need God to be there. But he is. And he wants what's best for you. Because, you're his children. If God created man in his own image, then that says God is a man. Because it would be impossible to create man in his own image if he wasn't. So God therefore has to be a man, and he created man in his own image, which makes them his children. And any father would love their own children, as many as there are. So you can either listen to your father, and be a good person, or not listen to your father and be a bad person. And that's the free will that we have, that I've talked about. But in all of it, there's, a future that's already ordained. That's, like Forrest said, the book had to write itself. It's written. That's it. You just follow the path that you're on. And you have the opportunity to not be on the path that you're on. But that's up to you. You choose your own path every day. Every day you choose your own path. And, it only takes a thought to bring you to a good place or a bad place. Hi guys, hello, Albert. What do you all think about the drones or lights over the US coast? Ooh. I did have a name, but for them, but I'm not going to say. But I think very soon, some things will happen that will shock people, and that's okay, as long as you have faith that all is good, everything's okay. Things aren't what they seem. Adam was the first man, and Adam became like them. Yeah, it's starting to get confusing when you say things like that. Like them, who's them? Like, if Adam's the first man and there's only God, then who's them? So I don't try to. I have a belief that God exists, but I have a belief that somebody manipulated what the Bible says, and that some things were missed out. I don't think anything was added. I just think things were missed out on how this, came about. Hey MJ, how you doing? Mario knows what he's talking about. I do know what I'm talking about, unfortunately. Which was why, I said my first foray into this was to prove that this was a really, really good thing. A really good thing. That, there's no evil, malintent in this. You know, the poem was written by a higher hand, or the book was written by a higher hand, or however you want to, you know, say it, however it was interpreted or put across. And you had to have faith. You had to believe that this was difficult but not impossible. And when you find out what it is, you're going to think, why didn't I think of that? Like, you're going to have to understand all those things. You're going to have to understand that somebody didn't just put a chest out there for one person to be better off. Somebody put a chest out there for everybody to be better off, which means there's more than just a chest. And Forrest said, you know, it was just a vehicle for, you know, whatever it was that he was doing. And I want Forrest to know that, you know, there is nothing in me, nothing, not the slightest little bit that is concerned about what's happened in this. I don't want to say treasure hunt. Well, we can say treasure hunt as long as you know, you're understanding that we're all the treasure, all of us, every one of us. We all have a treasure inside of us. But obviously, you know, that treasure was given to us by, you know, a higher hand, a creator, a god, a goddess, whatever it is that you believe. In actuality, you know, there will only be one answer. That's it. There's only one answer. There only ever was one answer. But however you want to get through the day, you know, whatever gives you comfort. I'm not here to try and, you know, change anyone's beliefs. So I'm here to say, look, this is how it is. This is what it was. You know, you can take it or leave it, but this is what it is, and you will find out that, you know, it was what it was. So, and there you go, Tigger. The problem with the Bible is there's lots of things that have been, and I don't know, I wasn't around then, but I'm just going by what, you know. So I think of myself as a truth seeker. I look to find the truth, and then that makes it easier. So when people tell me something, I try and find everybody's view on that subject, and then try to work out what has to be the truth. So some of the stuff in the Bible, it doesn't all collate, which means whilst it's true, whilst the stuff that you read is true, there's bits missing. So then it's not the whole truth, which is pretty much what Forrest said. So you have to try and fill in the gaps about what is really the whole truth. And then, okay, let's do it like this. Son of David. You know, there's two lineages for Jesus. The Immaculate Conception and the Son of David. But in the Bible itself, it says that David called Jesus Lord. Well, you don't call your son Lord over yourself. If you're the Father, you don't call your son Lord. So that means Jesus is not the son of David. He can't be. Which means those people that believe that, it's like, what are you doing? How can you believe that a father calls his own son Lord, paying his son respect to be in a higher stature than him? So that means, you know, in my view, that Jesus is not the son of David if David calls Jesus Lord. Jesus must be of a higher standing. So those people that believe that Jesus is the son of David, they ignore the fact that that information exists, which is truthful information. There it is right in front of you, telling you that David called Jesus Lord. That says he is not his son. That would just be a stupid thing to do. Like, it just wouldn't happen. So information like that that's in the book that people ignore because they want to believe, you know, a certain path. And I think that's what the chase is. People ignore the information that's there because they already have their own answer. And that information doesn't suit their answer. And that's crazy. Why would you do that? Why would you ignore such important information? Uh-oh, loads of people. Richard, how you doing? I missed you the other day. You came in and then disappeared. Best wishes to you, sir. Yeah, you came in the other day and I was like, oh, he's disappeared. And didn't see what he said. Tigger, it does. It will happen the way, yeah, and that was the whole point of this. It's it's going to happen the way that it's meant to, and that was my issue. There is a divine plan, potentially a antagonistic to freedom sort of plan, and something will end the chase. So you don't move the pebble from the stream because you don't want to change the course of it, and you just follow it to the end, or you follow it to the river, which then leads to the sea or the ocean or whatever. Happy Friday, Rich. Yeah, happy Saturday here. David, okay, thank you. And you too. David lived 1,000 years before Jesus. Yeah, but nope. I don't want no please. Probably son of Adam too. Yes. Made the subject Mary, the subject of the conception, was conceived without the father. So in today's world, it's quite possible to have a child without, having sex, or, what was considered a miracle is now, just common fact. So what we would consider a miracle nowadays in, 1,000 years time or 2,000 years time will just be the norm. So how, I'm not saying, you should lessen God's supernatural abilities. But as time progresses, we'll get to the point where, or we should do, where humanity is able to do, the things of the past that we thought was miracles. That's how I see it. And that, if you want to call that the Matrix, then, so be it. Or if you want to call it aliens, then so be it. Or if you want to call it, whichever religion you think that is, then so be it. But somebody is looking after us. That you can be sure of. Somebody is trying to do their best for us. That you can be sure of. And you just have faith in that. Just have faith in that. Like you have faith in the chase. Like the chase is pretty much life, our life in general. Somebody created something. And people say, oh, the fig forest man is God. But in the smaller version of what's happening in our universe, then Forrest is God. He created the chase, and he did all these amazing things, and in order to reap the abundance of the chase, we follow the word of God. Just put it in that. No offense to the real God, but it just mirrors life, and nothing is as it seems. Like if you believe and have faith and follow whoever is the creator, then you're able to, see life for what it is. So, that's how I see it. I'm probably going to leave it here because, excuse me, I think that David Paisano is going live and I don't want to tread on his toes. But I just want people to know that I was okay, and other people to know that I was okay. And, I have no issues. And I have no issues with people. I don't get it. Like, I'm, don't judge lest you be judged, or whatever it is. I'm no one to judge anyone. And there is, a higher judgment than mine. So, whilst going forward, I'll probably, people try to manipulate me in that. I'm already ready, but I'm not a judge. I'll take it as it is. If you're a friend to me, I'll be a friend to you, and if you're an enemy to me, then watch out, because underneath this sweet exterior, there's a beast. And whilst I have no intentions to anybody, don't mess with me. Uh, he is a son of David. Who is? David lived 1,000 years before Jesus, but they lived a long time then. Apparently, Methuselah is obviously the one that stands out most. But and that's where it gets weird. Hang on, the only humans Jesus could be son of is Mary. Yes, the only human that Joseph and Mary were both from the line of David. But even that sounds bad, doesn't it? Like, from the line of David, which means incest, etc., 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 whatever, however you want to do that. So, if Mary, so you just answered your own question. If Mary is if Mary is from the line of David, then Jesus can't be David's son, because it's Mary's son. Can't be David's son. He can be from the line of David, if that's the way they want to put it, but he can't be his son. That's impossible. If Mary is from the line of David, or if Joseph is from the line of David. So some things just don't, make any sense. Oh, Mary Jane. Hey, trusted. The kingship of Jerusalem was promised to David. And maybe that's what this is all about. Maybe, the soul of someone has broke generational curses and is expected to receive an abundance, which is the trove that's, oh darn, Mario, what does that mean? Good to know you're doing well, man. Thank you, Alberta. Merry happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Yeah, I'm a Merry Christmas person. I don't care about all this other stuff. Ain't nobody going to slow me down. Blah blah blah. I say what I say. I think what I think. We're on this earth to have free will, and nobody should try and impose whatever they. You can talk about it by all means, but you shouldn't. Well, I see that it does. I see that if you're both from the line of David, at some point, if you take it all the way back to David, both Mary and Joseph, like it has to be. If two people in opposite points are going to the same place, then they're totally related by blood. Everyone stay warm. Merry Christmas for all the night. God promised David that the kingdom would rule. Yeah, but let's not forget the Egyptians too. Something more than us is happening, and something more than us will happen, and we just have to have faith in it's for our better good. Hey, we're back to that again. Mary Hannah Kwanzaa. Oh, what did I say it was? I can't remember what I said it was. Mary Hack. I can't remember what I said it was before. Tigger, that's right. Hey, Richard, you bet your sweet potatoes I will. Right, there you go. So Merry whatever Zozo said, and Merry Christmas to those who. Well, just Merry Christmas to those that believe. I'm talking about, what's happening in the chase. So whilst people talk about the Bible, um, so the Holy Grail, people talked about the Holy Grail. I'll be quick. People talk about the Holy Grail being, possible solved. So the bloodline of Christ, is that a possible solve to the Forrest Fenn through the chase, or the cup, or etc.? And is the banquet, the Last Supper, etc., etc.? Hey, Newman, people need to remember that Jesus was fully God and still fully man. One must ask, who are you speaking to? There you go, Newman. Say it as it is. The only thing that, and like I say, I try and find the truth. The only thing that begs a question is, when you're on the cross and you're taking your last breath, why do you say, Father, why hast thou forsaken me? At that point in time, there's a question of, is Jesus God? Then if he is, then why does he say, Father, why hast thou forsaken me? And then you have the question of how many gods there were that have been talked about in the Bible. So are there people, is there a main God, and then people, just like there's David and those people from David, is there a God and the people from God? So those in the space continuum, whatever you want to call it, heaven, however you want to believe it, in this spaceship, whatever you want to believe, who is the ultimate divinity? So you have to question all of those things that are said. If David is calling Jesus Lord, then Jesus is not the son of David. He's of a higher rank. Has to be. Has to be. Has to be. And if Jesus is saying, Father, why hast thou forsaken me? He's not going to forsake himself. He's not saying, why have I forsaken myself? Why am I here? So, it's difficult to have a firm conclusion. It's always easy to argue what the Bible says. That's the problem. It's always easy to argue what the Bible says because it contradicts itself. So you have Matthew and Luke, that slight contradiction, and then you have Jesus asking his Father why, he isn't saving him when he was supposed to go to the cross. And I listen to that song all the time. Well, not all the time, but many a time. Who am I? Elvis Presley singing "Who am I?" Who am I that Jesus, died for me? That's crazy. I don't want to go there. Anyway, I've been watching House of Dragon. Really good. What is happening? Oops, what was that? What is happening is mass psychosis thanks to the Egyptian Abrahamic religious. I'm looking at, trying to understand the Akashic, whatever it's called, library. And the second coming of Jesus will also be from the line of David. Yes, if that is the case. But again, Jesus is not the son of David. So from the line of David, because Mary and Joseph but it was only Mary that had the child, not Joseph. So Joseph had nothing to do with it. So Mary is from the line of David, and Jesus is the son of God. Not from the line of David because of Mary, but not from Joseph. That makes sense. So because Mary is from the line of David, then yes, Jesus is from the line of David, but not the son of David. He's not the son of David. He's also not the son of Joseph, but from the line of David, thanks to God, if that makes sense. Makes sense to me anyway. Don't want to get on my... So, yes, that's exactly what he said. David clearly worked for Satan. Solomon clearly worked using deities from Egypt. And like I say, there's a lot of people in that Bible. Jesus. 67 AD. Yeah, I don't know about that. The temple was destroyed in 70 AD, so I doubt that. Trust it. Yeah. You get a god and you get a god. History. Everyone gets a god. How do you know? Yeah, everybody gets a god, but you know the proof is in the pudding, and you know that will be shown to everybody that the proof is in the pudding. It's easy to discount some things because of what's happened either in your life or in the past life or whatever. But again, it goes back to the truth of it. Have to try and work out all the information and then and see like why the information doesn't line up, why there's all these little discrepancies that don't make sense. Men are from men and spirits are from God, so Jesus is from both. Well, I'd say men are from God and spirits are from God, and Jesus is from both because Jesus was both. So he was the spirit. So for me, the reincarnation is Jesus' spirit. So Jesus is man, Jesus is spirit, and he's both, and both are from God. So therefore, in my opinion, Jesus is not God. Jesus is Jesus, and God is God. So therefore, if Jesus is saying, "Father, why hast thou forsaken me?" he's talking to his own father, his father, the person that the divine that placed his soul in Mary. Not talking about Joseph. He obviously wasn't talking about Joseph when he was on the cross. When he said, "Father, why hast thou forsaken me?" he wasn't talking about a man, which means, for anybody who doesn't believe, he's talking about God. If you're on the cross and you say, "Father, why hast thou forsaken me?" you're not talking about Joseph who's down there because Joseph is there. What can he do? So, you know, simple facts, simple truths. That's it. And if you don't want to believe that there's a God, you have to believe that Jesus existed. There's proof that Jesus existed. 9 pieces of proof. If you don't believe me, look it up, including Pontius Pilate describing Jesus. So if on the cross he says, which he did, obviously, because he had plenty of witnesses, "Father, why hast thou forsaken me?" then there has to be a God, because it wasn't Joseph. And he's not asking a man, "Why have you forsaken me?" He's not. He's asking a higher being, "Look, here I am on the cross. Where are you? Why are you letting me suffer like this?" Even though he knew why he was suffering. Exactly, Mary was of the flesh. But Julia, that is. Oh, I don't know what that is. I'm missing some of this stuff. Anyway, I've got to go because Dave is live and I don't really want to step on people's toes. But yeah, I'm fine. All good. Waste of time if anybody thinks that, you know, it'll be any different, because it won't. If Jesus was one with Hid, he would have known God was going to forsaken him. Yes, and those are the things that I'm saying, like those discrepancies that you can argue about. But we ourselves say the same things. In that moment where you're on the floor, you know, crying in tears and had enough, you believe, because you want to believe, that there isn't a God, he doesn't exist. If he did, how could this happen, etc., etc., etc. But those things have to happen in order that you become what it is you're supposed to become. You have to say and do those things that you say and do in order that the whole process is correct. So knowing, having the belief that, you know, these things are going to happen and they don't, and you say, "Oh God, you let me down." Basically, you haven't done what I thought you were going to do because I did this, this, and this, and this. So in a moment of weakness, you ask him and say, "Look, why aren't you doing all these good things that I'm expecting?" So it's quite easy to say that. Jesus didn't want to suffer as much as he was suffering. Like, I've suffered enough now. Like, if you're going to kill me, like, here I am on the cross. These people are poking me with a spear and doing this and doing that, and you're still leaving me alive. Kill me if you're going to kill me, but get it over and done with. Like, you say those things. It just seems an eternity of pain and anguish. You just want it over and done with. So it's quite possible that somebody would say that, even if they know it's going to happen, even if they know that they're going through the trials and tribulations, or, they're going to suffer, they have to suffer on the cross for everybody's sins. At that point in time when enough is enough and you think, why are you putting me through this? You ask the question, and I think it would be fair that he would ask that question. Like, just kill me. I've done everything that you want me to do. Here I am. I'm, strung up on the cross. I don't know how it works, what part of the body is suffering the most, where the nails went in, how you're holding yourself up, the weight of it, whatever, all of that. And it's like, just kill me, man. Just, get it over and done with. And I think that's the question he's asking. Just, why all this pain? Why are you, same as anybody now in the world now that's going through it? Why are you letting me go through this? Why are you letting me go through this? Just bring me out the other side. Stop it. I've proved to you everything that you wanted. I've done everything that you wanted. Please stop it. And that's how it is. And at that point in time, those things that you ask for, those things are the things that happen. If you have enough faith. Right, well, you need to get over there. Apologise to David before he hangs up. Richard, I've seen some jumping Jesus. Oh, well, David's offline. Oh, no. Somebody write on his thing and say, get back on. Street, the cashier will accept every dollar. Yeah, he knows why. But you still ask the question, don't you? You still ask the question. Like, we know why when we have these problems that we have. But you still ask the question. Like, do it. Stop putting me through it. Brings out the world. Mexican jumping beans. Well, those that believe, have a beautiful Christmas period. Those who don't believe have a beautiful holiday period. However you want it to be. But just remember that Jesus was real, and he did die on a cross for a reason. That's the truth. That's the truth. He was real. He did die on the cross for a reason. Make sense of it. Make it make sense. Yep, there's lots of worms involved. Okay, thank you very much. Everybody take care. I'm glad you're all doing well, and I mean that. I have no, I don't need to judge anyone. I'm not going to judge anyone. I'm fully aware of what's coming in the future. I'm fully aware of the people who will try and manipulate me. All of those things. It doesn't matter. I don't have to judge anyone, and I'm not going. I'm not going to. I'm the man I am now because of everything that I've been through. I've never tried to do anybody wrong here. Never tried to upset anybody. Never tried to proclaim anything. Never tried to say anything that people think that I say that their selves wrong, but I just say, look, here are the facts. This is what says that it can't be correct. I don't care one way or the other. Always remember, Christmas starts with Christ. Hey, Joe John, how you doing? 100%. You can't say Christmas, otherwise it'd just be mass, wouldn't it? Mass. And that's what we're celebrating. We're celebrating Christ, not presents and gifts and you know, happy children. That's what we want, obviously. And Forrest even said, he who teaches a child labours in God's workshop, something like that. Tequila. Da, 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 da. So thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to say goodbye. Apologise to David. Mario, with and please stay within. Yeah, I'm good. With on. Oh, stay on. He's saying stay on. But it's weird. But if you knew all the things that I knew, no, I wasn't supposed to do this because of how it would affect people. But at the end of the day, I have to be me, which is what I did. From the very beginning to now. Even when I lost Yvonne, even when people thought I was weak, I still had to. I've been through too much. Take too long to tell you the things I went through, but I've been through a lot in my life, and I've learned that you have to keep getting up. You have to keep getting up and keep moving forward, and that's it. That's all there is, and you have to have faith. If you believe strongly enough, every day will at some point bring the best day that you can ever have. Yes, the blue-eyed black man. Ooh. Okay, then. If David audio is not working, then I'll stand for a bit, but I don't really know what I'm going to talk about, to be fair. I don't think he's on. I'll be around for you, up and down for you. Oh, that sounds like a song. So moving forward, there's a treasure out there, or treasures out there, and if you believe that it's possible, it's possible, but you have to be aware of why you want to find these things, why it was put there for you to find. What is it you're actually hearing, seeing, reading, however it is. It's like, don't just get lost in the fact that there's a chest of treasure out there. That there's a reason why all of this was done, and it's not just to make. It is rich, but there's many ways to be rich. I don't know. Jesus on a stick. I don't know. That's what. I don't know if he'd be happy to hear you say that, but maybe that's the stick in the chest. Sometimes it's the little things and the simple truths that might, give you the answer. Like you don't have to look too hard. It's not difficult. You just have to trust the process. So Forrest talked about the recipe and making the cake. And that's it. That's basically it. It's the recipe and making the cake. You just throw a few hearts out there. If you have the right ingredients, it's no good. It's useless without the recipe. Absolutely useless. You have all the right ingredients. There you are, ready to go. All the right ingredients. But you have no recipe. And that's the chase. You're given all the ingredients and you're given the recipe. But people take the ingredients and they make their own cake. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Why would you do that? Why would you let somebody give you the right ingredients to make a cake and then ignore the recipe for making the cake? That absolutely makes no sense. None at all. Here you go. Here's the ingredients. I'll just tell you the recipe. That's okay. I'm good. What? What? No, here's the recipe. I'll give you the... No, here's the ingredients. I'll give you the recipe. No. I'm good. I'll make my own cake now that I've got the ingredients. And off you go. And make your own cake. And say that the cake's yours. And say it's exactly the same cake as you were told to make. And yet, not following the recipe, it's not the same cake. You might believe it is because you made it, but it isn't. It didn't follow the recipe and didn't come out the same. So, same in life. You're given the ingredients, and if you want to use the Bible as an, well, probably don't, but if you want to use the Bible as an example, there's your recipe, and you follow that recipe. That's it. And if you don't follow that recipe, you don't get the cake. That's it. And that's the same with the chase. Or, there's treasure inside. You're going to be given all the ingredients and you're going to be given the recipe. And it's up to you whether you choose to follow the recipe. And if you don't choose to follow the recipe, making the cake's going to be difficult, even if you have all the right ingredients. Uh-oh. What's going on here? I can't see all those Satimatalia and blooming Chanako and to all the impersonate. Oh, yeah, we don't want to go down that road. And the Jewish American Mafia was behind Diddy. If you don't know what really happened, then it can really happen again. Well, yeah, I don't want to go down that road, but who do you think runs the media? Well, there's only so many people that, for me, I go straight to BlackRock whenever I talk about anything, but you've got Rockefellers and, all those other people as well. So there are misguided people and good people. And you have good and bad. And each is offering you something. Good, bad. Each offering you some sort of life, some way of life. Now, it's easier to do the bad than it is to do the good. But history tells us bad doesn't always win. Or hardly ever wins. So, just because it's easy doesn't mean it's the right path to travel. Because good ultimately wins. So the little bit of good that you get in the bad area doesn't last long. So, and more often than not, there is deep regret for selling your soul to the dark side, which goes to, all the Star Wars talk, these are not the droids you're looking for, etc., the Jedi, etc., the universe. So I look at it now as like, I am the universe and the universe is me. We're one. And there is nothing that is impossible. Nothing. So if that's the case, then George Lucas tapped into that reality, making the Matrix yours. When he talked about the Force. And there has been a disturbance in the Force. So if you believe enough, as a Jedi does, and you're able to tap into that reality, you can create the reality that there is. Or you can see the reality for what it is. So if you become a Jedi, and another Jedi says to you, these are not the droids you're looking for, you go, yes, they are. And it's like, yeah, but nothing's as it seems. You should believe that they're not the droids that I'm looking for. Do you understand what I'm saying? So all the Jedis get together, they can't fool each other. So if there's a let's say in the chase, there's a Jedi making everybody believe all of these things, but in reality, it's not true. All of these are not the Jedi you're looking for. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Why are you saying they're not? So that sort of thing. And you have to see past that. You have to see past that veil and work out that, yeah, they are the Jedis that I'm looking for. Why are you saying that they're not? So having the information is only part of it. These are not the Jedis you're looking for. That's the information you've got. These are not the Jedis you're looking for. You have to go a little bit further and go, hang on, yes, they are. They are the Jedis I'm looking for. Why are you telling me that they're not? Same people. Taking the proper name is Zionist, led by the... Oh dear, don't want to go down that road either. Do you realise how big Forrest made his recipe? How big? So the answer to all of this is massive. A divine plan that, or a sovereign plan, I'll go so far as to say. Same people behind Trump. Oh, of course he does, Joe. He reads the poem. Waves his hand. I am not the Jedi you seek. Yes, I'm not the Jedi. The same people that bought you Trump ordered Democrats to open their borders so you would vote for conservative fascism instead of liberal. I am what I am. Hey, Gio, how you doing? I was going to put that as a song, to be fair. It's a song. I was going to put it on this as a added clip. I am what I am. I am not. I guess it depends on the catalyst. Well, yeah, I suppose so. Jedis are action. So using a fiction metaphor really isn't that great of a choice. Jedis are action. So we're talking about the illusion. It doesn't matter. The context of it is not that important. It's the illusion that someone is able to manipulate everything that you see and hear because they live in this. They create their matrix. So a matrix has been created that we're living in by, say, Forrest. And he is able to make us believe that they're not the Jedis we're looking for. So this is not the chest you're looking for, or this is the chest that you're looking for. So everybody believes they found this chest that they're supposed to be looking for because Forrest made them believe that. And yet, maybe you weren't supposed to be finding that chest. Maybe you're supposed to be looking for something else. But I'll take your point. So I'll apologise for using that, but, the meaning's the same. Nothing is as it seems. The illusion that you have with the information you have is not correct. So you have to look past that. And, it's like, I suppose you could say, black magic. If you don't know these things are happening, if you can't arm yourself against it, then chances are something will happen. But if you're able to deflect it and send it back, because their matrix is not as strong as your matrix, a bit like Neo. I'm surprised Neo doesn't come in, but a bit like Neo. 50 million flipping, I can't remember what his name is now. What's his name? Anyway, that bloke that he was fighting, millions of them, hundreds of them, thousands of them, and he was fighting them all because their reality wasn't as strong as his reality. So if you have a Neo, and then you have hundreds and hundreds of hundreds of all these other people trying to, inflict something, then all that's going to happen is he's going to kick ass and put it all back until, the last of all of these hundreds will just be, lying on the ground, whatever. And why don't the American Jews support Trump? What you think you're some kind of Jedi waving your hand around like that? No, not me. Not me. I'm not talking about that because they don't believe in Jesus. I'm saying that whoever did this is the Jedi, is the Jedi able to create something that you had to see past, or create something that you had to believe. So you have to be on the same level as that person. You had to move to that level. Or am I a Jedi? I thought I was a spiritual warrior, but maybe now that you say that, am I a Jedi? I'll have to think about that. Because they support liberal fascism. Together. The solution to the chase, it can get us trapped. Yes, if you're not careful. Ever study William Wilberforce, my kind of politician? You and Fenn had a nice conversation about 3 weeks back. Yep, I like Fendi. I like everybody. I have no. I like everybody. I don't know. Tigger never heard of them. Agent Smith, woohoo! Thanks, Alberti. Agent Smith. So it doesn't matter how many Agent Smiths there are. Their ability is not on the same level. So therefore, why would you even go up against Neo? It's like, to me, that doesn't make sense. Apart from the fact that your own ego thinks that you can, like your ego says, yeah, I can take him, but in reality, you just can't. And that's probably the same with God and the devil. In reality, God is always going to win. However you see it, two aliens fighting, the Matrix flipping, whatever. However you see it, in reality, one is more powerful than the other because of whatever that reason is. Organised crime. Well, not for much longer. Well, no, not for much longer. Obi-Wan, you are only. And that's what this was about. Hope out of depression. If you strike me down, I will, rise again stronger, than before, whatever. But there'll always be someone to take the place, etc., etc., etc. Some people talk about, prophecies. These things were expected by these people to happen at some point in time, and they go searching for this, prophecy, whatever it is. So, they went looking for the Messiah. And as good as Jesus was, so this says it in a nutshell, as good as Jesus was, people hated him. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. This man is probably the most good that there is, and people hated him and wanted him dead because they already believe something different. They believe something different, and they wanted this person dead. They didn't even want him to be called King of the Jews. It's like, but he said he was the King of the Jews. So I'm going to call him the King of the Jews because that's his title. I'll give him his title. This is who he said he was. This is who he is. So I'll give him the title that he says he was. So it doesn't matter how good you are. There's always going to be people that hate on you. But, that's not a reflection on you. That's a reflection on them. That's how I see it. Biden is owned by China. I will win, says Zozo. Yes, you will. But it really isn't a competition for me. It's all free for the taking. Trump is owned by everyone he borrowed from. It's better to give than to receive. Unknown. Like Watto. I'm immune to Jedi. And that's exactly what I was saying, Alberti. Thanks. That's exactly what I was saying. If you're on the same level as the Jedi, then those. Oh, he's live now, so I'm going now. If you're on the same level as the Jedi, then you can't be fooled by the Jedi. And, that's the same with the chase. If you're on the same level as Forrest, or try to get, not on the same level, but if you try to hear what he's saying, like if he's teaching you to be a Padawan, if he's teaching you to be a Padawan, then be a Padawan. Learn what he's saying. If he gives you the ingredients, gives you the recipe, then use the ingredients and the recipe to make the cake. Don't just take the ingredients and run off and make your own cake. So thanks everybody for watching. Me too. Those drones could be Chinese. Maybe they're going to deliver the next virus. All the shady characters will be omitted in due course and dealt with accordingly. 100%. So basically, you remove obstacles. Not you, but if that's how it is, and there's a divine antagonistic plan or sovereign plan, then any obstacle to that plan, and if there is a divine person, which I believe there is, he's pissed. He's really pissed for what these people are trying to do with his divine plan. He's pissed. So oh, they're definitely Chinese, made in made in China at least. Hello, Shelley. How you doing? Thank you. Yes, if they are made in China, then it would be stamped at the bottom. But yeah, probably say made in France. 14th century drones. Pontius Pilate could find no wrong doing by Christ. He had to wash his hands of him because of you. Yeah, so it was basically, the Jews said, like, this man's trying to say he's this, and this, and this, and this. And we don't want him to be this, and this, and this. So kill him. Crazy. Like, it's hard to believe that maybe John the Baptist, but there was a better man than, not better than, but a good man like Christ, who would be hated by so many people for being a good man. That's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Because they have a different agenda than what this good man has. That's just crazy. But it's the way of the world. So the drones are Space Force toys. Yeah, probably Elon Musk just working it all out. Or, some higher beings that are ready to talk to us. What's your eyes? How you doing? I saw a silver drone on top of Mount Gibbs in Yosemite. It did a 90-degree turn straight up and disappeared into the stratosphere. Ooh. Not even the atmosphere or into the air or into the sky, but the stratosphere. Like, they're in different layers, and you're actually stipulating a certain layer. Wow. So thanks, everybody. Say hi to Davis for me. I'll probably, it's 2:06. I'll probably nip to bed. Like I say, I just want to come on, don't give up hope, for the good stuff. The good stuff is for all of us and not too far away. But I just wanted everyone to know that I was okay. Whichever way you lean, whether you want me to be okay or not, I'm okay. On the drone looked like commercial airlines to me. So yeah, it's quite possible that the drones are man-made. The 90-degree stuff, the backwards, forwards, the at speed is almost, possibly too much for what we can do, but you never know. We have back-engineered a lot of stuff. Me too, Alberti. The Jesus Jerusalem show was put on to fulfill a believed prophecy. Jesus did not die. I got my loan approved finally. Yay! Congratulations. Yes, Tigger. And Tim says congratulations too. So, much love to everyone. I hope you're doing great. Hope, moving forward you do even better. This video is just to say, to those people who, are genuine, thanks. And to those people who are not, there is no ill feeling towards you. We're all human and we all make mistakes. The only thing is, this is not my what do they call it? This is not my rodeo. This is not my rodeo. I'm not in charge of this. What happens is out of my control. Well, yeah, what happens is out of my control. Of the doodle. Well, Mario and everyone, Merry Christmas. Yes, bye. Be safe, Merry Christmas. If I don't hear you before, yeah, I'm probably not going to hear me before then. See you, Trusted. See you, Money. Always good to see you. Read you, wherever it is. Merry Christmas also, David B. Time to move on. Yeah, best wishes for your upcoming purchase. Well, best wishes to everybody. Thanks, y'all. Let me smack it into there. And as usual, pop these up. Many hearts, many smiles, and there's something in the way of that. I can't do it. Something to do with writing something. I don't know why that's stuck in the way of the hearts, but that's how it is. Jonathan Cohn is he has much figured out. Cool. Thumbs up. Well, got 6 thumbs up and 19 people here. Cheers. Thanks, INFJ. Probably going to say what Ben says. I don't do it for thumbs up, but I do appreciate. 7. Thank you. I do appreciate them. But that's not why I've done any of my videos. Seriously, my videos have been to help people. Everything that I've said has been to probably teach. People don't believe it. I'm a good teacher. I said that before. Everything that I've done is supposed to help people, not hinder them or harm them or insult them. And anything that I've said that's negative has been a reaction statement to the negativity that's come towards me. But there's been no hatred or harm or anything like that from my point of view. Thanks, Mario. Thanks, MJ. Thank you. Good night, Mario. Good night. Oh, thanks, Wig. Thanks, Tigger. Thanks, everybody. Take care, everyone. Ciao for now.